New York City, 1969. It's just past midnight. Police burst into a crowded gay bar called the Stonewall Inn. But this time, the patrons don't run. They fight back. What started that night became a spark, one that lit the flame of a worldwide movement. This is the story of the Stonewall riots, and how one night changed the world. In the 1960s, being openly gay in the U.S. was a crime. Homosexuality was listed as a mental illness. You could be fired, arrested, even institutionalized, just for who you were. Gay bars were among the only safe spaces, but even those were constantly raided. The Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village wasn't glamorous. It was owned by the mafia, had no liquor license, and the drinks were watered down. But it was safe, a place where drag queens, trans people, gay youth, and outcasts could simply exist without judgment. Until June 28, 1969. That night, police raided Stonewall again. Usually, people would scatter. But on this night, something shifted. As officers dragged patrons outside and loaded them into wagons, a crowd gathered. People were angry, tired, fed up. When a woman being arrested shouted, "Why don't you guys do something?" The spark ignited. Bottles flew. Then bricks. Chaos erupted. The police, used to being in control, were now the ones barricaded inside the bar as protesters surged outside. Reinforcements were called, but the crowd only grew. For 6 nights, clashes continued. Windows smashed. Fires lit. Voices rose. The riots didn't solve everything overnight. But they did something even more powerful, they awakened a movement. A year later, on June 28, 1970, activists held the first Pride March to commemorate Stonewall. What began with hundreds became millions, marching in New York, then LA, then globally. Organizations like the Gay Liberation Front and the Human Rights Campaign were born in Stonewall's shadow. The moment gave LGBTQ+ people a banner to rally under, a symbol of resistance and hope. Stonewall taught a truth echoed in every movement since. Change doesn't come from silence. It comes from people standing up. Today, the Stonewall Inn is a National Historic Landmark. In 2016, President Obama declared the area around it the first U.S. national monument dedicated to LGBTQ+ rights. Each June, when you see rainbow flags fly, parades fill the streets, and pride voices echo across the world, it traces back to one night. One riot. One moment when people had enough and stood up together. Stonewall wasn't just a bar. It was a battle cry. And every time someone lives freely, loves openly, or fights injustice, it echoes what began on that night in 1969. This is not just history. This is legacy. And it started with a riot.